Manchester United have beaten West Ham 3-1. Goals from Fred and goals from Garnacho have put United through to the next round of the FA Cup. It wasn't a pretty game. It definitely was not a pretty game. Ten Hag made a lot of changes to the team, and that in itself showed with the lack of cohesion in the gameplay today for Man United. But West Ham were good. West Ham were very good, and you could argue they were unlucky. You can argue Man United didn't deserve to win the game, but it doesn't matter. United won today, and they got the job done like they have been doing all season. The game changed when Ten Hag made the changes, and maybe Ten Hag is developing this, I don't know, miracle touch. Who knows? But he made the changes, and the game changed. McTominay wasn't good today. And we're going to have to talk about McTominay. There's a lot to talk about, guys. If you're not... Let's go. As usual, guys, smash the like for me, turn on the notifications, and if you haven't yet subscribed, subscribe below. Like I said, a brand new channel that I've started up. We just come on this channel, have a little debrief, a post-match chat about what happened. All I'm going to do is just say what I see. No bias, none of that. Just a little post-match debrief. That's it. A little chat. That's all we're going to do here. So yeah, let's talk about the game. A lot of changes, man. A lot of changes. I kind of thought he would make some changes, but do you know what? When I saw the change of the back line, when I saw Maguire and Lindelof together, I just had, I don't know, I got some PTSD, like something happened to me, and I thought to myself, I think it's trauma. I think I had a trauma reaction. It might have been a trauma reaction for all the 2-3 years with those two slow-ass defenders. When I saw those two in the team sheet, I said to myself, this is going to be a difficult game for Man United. We don't have the speed, so we're going to be so sloppy at the back, and our positioning is not going to be that good. And we don't have the Martinez ability to just read the game and to be aggressive and to win your challenges and to step out of the back and to play passes and to fizz the ball through the way that Martinez does. We're not going to have that. And it's going to be a problem. I knew it, but the lineup, people have to play. We have to rotate, and we're in 4 competitions still. Well, we've won the first one. We're in 3 competitions, and if we keep winning the games, we're going to have more games to play. So we need to use our squad. So yes, I get it. But I just wish we just mixed and matched a little bit, like Martinez with Maguire. Not Maguire and Lindelof together, no. So, I thought it was going to be one of those difficult games. I'm glad Dalot played. I'm glad Malacia played as well. The midfield. When I saw McTominay, Sabitzer and Bruno, I thought to myself, wow. Okay, he trusts who's going to play the number 6, with Sabitzer or McTominay. I thought to myself, is he going to play McTominay? The guy played McTominay as a number 6. He did that. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what McTominay did and did not do today. We're going to have to. But yeah, Scott played 6, Bruno played 10, Garnacho, Antony, and Weghorst started. Good. Rashford needs a rest. I just wish Sancho was not ill a lot of times. And of course, everybody wishes that flipping Martial will just not be made out of glass, but unfortunately he is. We need to rotate a bit more, and I can see potentially burnout happening. But anyway, that was a lineup. So let's talk about the game. How did the game go? First 2-3 minutes, slow. What I saw was Maguire passing it to Lindelof taking 3 touches, passing it to Maguire, taking 3 touches, passing it to De Gea taking 3 touches, passing it to Dalot. The slow and ponderousness, the lack of intensity from the get-go. And I say this in all my videos. When I watch Arsenal play, when I watch Man City play, I'm not saying, well, they're ahead of us in the league for a reason. But they play with a certain level of intensity almost always that we don't do, or we only do once we feel that we have to. And we don't start games with any form of intensity. We don't. We start games well sometimes in the sense that we keep possession well at the start of games, but we don't start intensely. We don't, enough. We do in some games we do, but in other games a lot of times we don't. I've said it so many times. And the slowness of our attacks and the slowness of our build-up play, and we know the build-up play usually starts from the defense, and we just couldn't get the ball to the midfield. And I kept watching throughout the first half, and we're going to talk about the first half in a bit more in a bit of detail. But Mctominay just was not making himself open to receive the ball, not even from the defense or the goalkeeper. I was like, Mctominay, you're gonna have to move. Sometimes you're gonna have to even drop back into defense, even deeper than the defenders, to get the ball and to make another angle for someone else to receive the ball and then start the attack. That's how football is played. But he just wasn't doing that. McTominay is not a DM. But anyway, we move. So the game went about 5 minutes. Weghorst passed the ball to Sabitzer, and Sabitzer had a shot and he got saved. Dalot had a shot earlier on as well. I think he snatched at it. He should have probably put his foot through it. But like I said, this guy was not just looking to receive the ball, Scot Mctominay at all, and we were just so slow. It's like we were just hungover. It was like we was hungover from the flipping FA Cup, the Carabao Cup win. But the first big chance of the game fell to West Ham, and it was an Antonio chance. I want you guys to think about what happened. Maguire essentially tried to play offside. Don't forget that chance that Antonio had. The first chance, Maguire stepped up trying to play offside, and it didn't work. In that position, in that situation, in my head, if that was Varane and Martinez, Martinez would be flipping close to this guy. He would not let him spin him like the way Lindelof let him spin him. And Varane has pace. So Varane would at least try to go with him. It's the fact that Maguire knows he can't keep up with him. So he had to play offside even though he shouldn't have. And that's why I'm saying this guy is such a liability. Even when we don't even understand he is or realize he is. And he didn't play terribly today, but we can't play Ten Hag ball with this guy. We cannot. And he got yellow card. Maguire got yellow card early on as well. I think it was a foul on Antonio. Why didn't he just stand? Why didn't he stand up? Why did he have to go and foul him? Like I said, Maguire, as we all know, I don't even know why I'm even moaning about it or complaining, but as we all know, Maguire can't play with a high line because he's just slow. The pace of the Premier League, he's just slow. And the reason why we played with two DMs, two holding midfielders for 3-4 years under Oli was because of him and Lindelof. And now, as you can see, we've replaced Lindelof and Maguire with Varane and Martinez. And as you can see, we only need one DM. We don't need those guys. Don't need too much protection. They're quick, they're fast, and they can handle themselves one-on-one. You can trust Varane you can trust Varane one-on-one with any attacker in the world, and you can trust Martinez with one-on-one with any attacker in the world. That's the point. You don't need to cover them with two DMs. Like, you can trust them. Whereas Maguire and Lindelof, they need to flip in. They need another two DMs in front of them just to protect them from pace. Like, it's just no. So I'm glad that's sorted out. What I will say also, which is sideways a little bit, is Lee Dixon trying to badmouth man like Antony about end product. I hear Lee Dixon. I hope it's Lee Dixon. If it's not Lee Dixon, tell me I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure the person commentating was Lee Dixon. And the man was like, for 81 million, you expect to see a bit of end product, blah, blah, blah. And I want a Man United fans to just chill on Antony, because he won us end product when the guy just literally won us the game against Barcelona, like literally 2 weeks ago. Literally, 2 weeks ago, he won us the game. And one thing I want to say this. Listen to what I'm saying, guys, please. I'm not even trying to be like that guy to sort of like tell you how to think about players, but it's not Antony's fault that Man United spent 85 million or whatever on him. He's not worth that. Everybody knows he's not worth that. Man United knew he wasn't worth that. You know, Ajax knew. Antony's a 50 million player, right? So if you're going to go around and just always have to value a player, you know, against their monetary or against their transfer fee, then that's silly. Like, what are you doing? Like, listen, Antony is a footballer that has clearly got a lot of talent. We must understand just the talent that he has. He's talented. He's talented. We need to understand how old this guy is as well. I'm pretty sure he's 21, maybe 22. He's a kid. He's young. First 4, 5, 6 months, his first season in the Premier League, I'm pretty sure he scored 4 goals already. Do I want to see more from him? Of course I want to see more from him. But I also understand that some of the criticism that's going his way is over the top. I'm like, product, man, he can't score all the time. You know, he can't score all the time. I'm sorry. Nobody can. So, yeah. I just noticed that. Like, these guys, man, always want to talk down of our players. But, yeah, Garnacho in the first half was a threat. There's one thing about Garnacho is that he is very explosive. He's a final third player. He's one of those players that won't really contribute in the middle third. He comes alive in the final third, where someone like Sancho and Antony could probably dribble in the midfield, pick out a pass in the midfield. They can probably contribute, in the middle third. Garnacho is literally, give me the ball in the final third and I'm going to run at my man all day long. So some people watch football differently and they don't always appreciate that kind of a winger. That's a very old-fashioned style winger, But, I like that kind of a winger. I do. But I also like the wingers that drift in, that the number 10 wingers that keep possession of the ball as well. And Garnacho can develop into that because at the end of the day, Garnacho is still young. But he had a good half. He had a good first half. And we just kept feeding him down that left. And he just kept going at his man. And he caused a threat for the whole first half. So I was really happy with his performance. But United's general performance just lacked intensity. Like I said before, just no intensity in the first half. Sabitzer was good for me in the first half. I think for me, this is one of Sabitzer's best games. I was going to give Sabitzer man of the match if it wasn't for Garnacho. Because I think in the midfield today, he just did everything right. He didn't lose the ball a lot like Bruno. He didn't do anything silly. He got the ball and he kept it simple. And sometimes he did things I didn't even expect him to do. When I thought he was going to pass it back and keep it safe, he would, drill a ball forward or spray a ball across the field. And I'm like, okay, Sabitzer, okay, you can pass as well. He plays football in a very unorthodox way. His style, his body language, the way he looks weird, like how Calvin Phillips plays football. He just looks weird. But it's effective. It's effective. And he's always quick in the challenge. He's very aggressive. He played well today. He played well in the first half. I noticed him. And that's a big compliment. I didn't notice Scot Mctominay. And when I did, when he passed the ball, his passes were just not accurate. A lot of his passes were behind the man. A lot of the passes he made weren't like in the path of his teammates' runs. The teammate would have to stop their run to receive his passes. It wasn't just crisp from Scott. I just needed more from Scott today. And in the first half, it just did not give it to me. It didn't. So I'm glad. I'm glad that Scot McTominay came off for Casemiro. Personally, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, After Casemiro's sort of 3-game ban, I didn't even think Casemiro needed a rest. I don't think he did, but I would have started Casemiro today. But Casemiro came on for Scot McTominay in the second half, and straight away, Casemiro, he was just one-touch football. He got the ball, one touch, bam. And one thing you notice with Casemiro, if he's facing his own goal, his head's always on a swivel. Always. If he's facing De Gea, he's like this. He knows. I keep telling people, if you're playing number 6, your head's got always be on some swivel. You got to know where you are, where everyone is. When Scott's playing that position, he's not doing it. And Scott is not making himself open or giving himself as an option to the goalkeeper. He's hiding behind somebody. Straight away, he was making himself available, Casemiro, for every pass, every ball. He was passing the ball forward. One-touch football. He doesn't need to set his body straight to make the perfect pass. He'll be off balance and just boom, make the pass, and he just made a difference straight away. So I thought United, despite the fact that, we're going to talk about it, despite the fact that West Ham scored first, United in the first half actually started getting into it a little bit. Sercek had a chance. Header, David De Gea saved it. Weghorst had a chance as well from Man United. After that, Casemiro's pass through. Like I said, Casemiro had a good, as soon as he came on, made a difference. Casemiro's pass to Weghorst. Once again, Weghorst is finishing, man. Like, Weghorst has good all-round gameplay. When he drops in midfield, he receives the ball well. His body shape when he receives the ball is always right, and he turns with it well. He controls the ball well. He can actually pass decently. He can link the play decently. But when it comes to scoring goals, Weggy he's just not doing it. And I don't know what it is. It's because I haven't watched Weghorst when he was at other clubs, but he just does not look like a confident finisher right now. He doesn't look like a great finisher at all. So I don't know if it's a confidence thing. It shouldn't be, because he looks confident. But I don't know. It wasn't a good finish, and I think it's literally 2 minutes after that, benrahma's goal. All right, so benrahma's goal. Was the ball across the line? Was the ball out? Nobody knows. The angle that I saw, I think it was out. I personally think it was out, but do you know what? I don't even think the players really. I think Antony stopped, maybe. But I don't know. It was still a good finish. I'm thinking, even if the players didn't stop, that finish from benrahma smashed into the top corner. De Gea just stood there. You just stood there. Did the ball go out, though? Let me know. What do you guys think? Did the ball go out? I don't know. Let me know, guys. But what a goal. What a goal from benrahma. Flipping heck, man. Smash. But do you know what? Let's be honest. West Ham deserved to win. I mean, not win. Woo! They didn't deserve to win. Or did they? I don't know. They didn't deserve to win. We did. Definitely, they did not deserve to win. What am I thinking about? But at the time, they deserved to score. They played better than us. They had the better chances. They had better chances than we did. Antony came off for Rashford. Lindelof came off for Martinez. That was the right change, in my opinion. Antony had an okay game, but he was just not a threat down the right hand side. He's more of an inverted, or he's coming across more of an inverted winger, which means he's gonna need that Dalot overlap a lot. Just like Sancho. Sancho's the same on the left. He cuts in, so he needs the overlap. Whereas Garnacho's very direct. Garnacho just wants to run at his man. So they're just different players. And I wish, do you know what I wish? I wish we just understood that players were different, and we just didn't always say, I want him to beat a man and whip the ball in. Like, listen, that's Lee Dixon and all you guys. That's how you see football. Run, whip the ball in. No, football's played differently. Sometimes some players want to play techie ball, giving goals and want one-touch football. Once Man United starts sourcing, because we're not even playing good football. Once we fully start sourcing the Ten Hag way, you're gonna see players even differently. We saw a bit of source earlier in the season when we had Eriksen, yeah. We started getting there. We started, we lost Ericsson. We lost a little bit of midfield. We lost a tiny bit of sauce. We're going to get there. Get De Jong, get a few more players, get a midfield. We'll get there. But anyway, back to the game. Another chance for West Ham. Antonio should have scored. He skinned Martinez on the left-hand side. Literally skinned him. Threw on goal and, shot straight at the goalkeeper. And I guess the more we talk about this game, the more we realise how many chances West Ham actually had to score. Casemiro had a offside goal ruled off. Offside goal ruled off. A goal ruled off offside. It was from the corner. But I guess that gives me a good segue to talk about Casemiro and how dominant he is in there. I didn't know this guy was just like the king of headers or the king of like how is he doing this? Like, I feel like Casemiro is involved or is going to be involved in every headed goal that we score. Like, this guy is just a beast, bruv. He's fake. He's fake because nobody knew that he was doing things like that. Like, he was just how can he be so good in the air as well? And he's not even that tall. It's fake, bruv. But it doesn't matter, man. Straight afterwards, they scored their own goal. Aguerd scored an own goal. It was from the corner, 1-1, and then after that, Sabitzer came off. Fred came on. Antonio obviously came off for flipping, I think, West Ham. And Garnacho. Mr. Whippy. That goal was a whippage. Mr. Whippy. Because the way he just massaged it. Do you know what? It wasn't even that far from the goalkeeper. But he had a decent amount of pace for him. The goalkeeper could have dived. But it was a good goal, man. This kid, one thing about Garnacho, and he deserved his man of the match. And like I said, I was going to give it to Sabitzer. But Garnacho, I like the kid. I don't like when people over-sensationalize the kid. Listen, he's got a lot to learn. He's got a lot to develop, like they all do, like a lot of the players do. Let's not put too much pressure on him. Let's not start putting him in conversations he shouldn't be. Garnacho, he's the best this and he's the best. No, let's just relax. Let's just watch what he develops into. But there's one thing I can say about the kid. He's got that arrogance that is needed to succeed. He's got that confidence. Because he's 18, 19, he doesn't care. He's just dribbling, he's just going at all of these attackers. Some games he hasn't done well. And he's been, substituted, taken off at half time. Like, he hasn't, performed in every game, but he's young. Youngsters don't always perform in every game. That's youngsters. That's part of their development, and that's an expectation. We expect youngsters to be more inconsistent. Consistency comes with game time, which of course comes with age, or vice versa, all the way around. But yeah, I mean, we're hoping, of course, with time to get more consistency out of him. But yeah, if he continues to improve, we've got a player. We could have a player, but I'm not gonna be one of those guys that's gonna be like, oh, Garnacho is the best thing sliced bread, because he's not. He's very pace and power. And I want to see more guile now. I want to see, can you pass the ball? Can you assist? Can you play a through ball? Or are you just going to get to the byline and cross it? I want to see variations in your play now, Garnacho. But yeah, the kid, good goal, man. Good goal. Onwards and upwards for the kid. Keep going. And Fred scores. Fred scores the last goal. It was a West Ham mistake. And yeah, what can I say? Nothing really to say about that goal. A side foot finish. West Ham made a mistake and Fred almost scored, I guess, kind of an open goal. Easy goal for Fred to score. 3-1 in the end. It wasn't a 3-1 game. Let's not kid ourselves. West Ham were unlucky today. They defended well. But it's a combination of both. West Ham played well, but we looked like we were drunk. We looked like we were hungover from some good raving. Good raving. We were just... And also the team that we picked, like I said, I knew. When I saw that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, trio of Maguire, Lindelof, and McTominay, trauma. I had a trauma reaction. That's why I felt how I felt. It was a reaction to all of that. It scared me, man. So when I saw Scot McTominay coming off, I was like, oh, flipping heck. No, don't ever do that again to me. Ten Hag, it's not right. It's not fair. Jokes, man. But yeah. West Ham, you could argue, like I said, should have got something out of the game. But in the wise words of The Rock, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, man. You lost the game. There you go. Yeah, that's my thoughts, man. That's my thoughts on the game. I think, like I said, Sabitzer had one of his better games in a long time. I don't want to see that back four ever again. I don't want to see that back two play ever again with all that trio, play ever again. Ever. Don't do it, please. I beg you. Onwards and upwards. Man, yeah. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Hope you enjoyed the show. As usual, smash the like, turn on notifications, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe below. Peace. If you're not